good morning.
Hello. It is morning.
It is. Welcome
Top of the morning to you.
Welcome to Needles at the Ready. I am Kevin.
And I am Ray.
This is our YouTube channel where we talk about knitting, crocheting, yarn dyeing, buying, and all the fun stuff that goes with that. Today is Saturday, December 7th. It is 8:20 in the morning.
It is. It's early for us.
This is episode
124, I think.
124. So, it's going to be quick and dirty today because we have a lot to do.
Oh, I love it.
And that's probably our famous last words because whenever we say that,
I know,
we go extra long. But we
Very
do
true.
have a busy day. We have to be at our, today is our nephew's birthday party,
Yes.
Dominic. So we have to go pick up people to go there. We obviously need to do this and then get it uploaded prior to that and finish packing some things before we go. And then after Dominic's party, we have to take
Reese to
dance. And then after we take Reese to dance, then we head to Rhode Island for the Skein Yarn Shop Christmas party.
What?
So yeah, it's a jam-packed day. So
Sure
we're
is.
just gonna kind of get into it.
Okay.
Oh,
I like how you have that set up there.
Yeah.
Little widgets.
What was I gonna say? So
what you been up to?
nothing. No, it's been a busy two weeks.
It's been busy. We got our Christmas tree.
Well, first we had Thanksgiving in
First
the
we had
United States of
Thanksgiving.
America.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving belatedly to those who are practicing thinkers in the U.S.
And that was last Thursday?
I think so. I don't know. What is time, really?
It was
It was, yeah, because it was the 28th. Because
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was late this year.
So we had Thanksgiving dinner at your parents' place.
Yes.
It was a lot of people. It was busy.
It was busy. But it was nice. The food was delicious.
It was. I made a corn casserole for the first time, which was fantastic.
Yeah, it was like cornbread pudding almost.
Yeah, but not pudding. Not like the consistency of pudding.
Right.
Like,
It was like
more like a...
Like a soft
Like
bread.
a bread pudding.
Yeah, bread pudding.
It was like a cornbread
Didn't I say that?
Get it.
It's okay if I didn't.
No, I get it, but I'm thinking like a bread pudding. When you said cornbread pudding, I thought like tapioca.
No.
And no, it wasn't that consistency.
No, that cornbread tapioca is just, I don't think it'll work. But,
All right. And then I made lasagna. And then I typically make pumpkin bread, but I messed that up twice, so that didn't come with us. I made cranberry sauce, but it wasn't as good because
I thought it was really good.
I messed that up too.
I'm not a huge fan of cranberry sauce, but this one I thought was really good. I don't know what the difference is.
I'm not a huge fan of canned. I do like a fresh cranberry sauce.
I think that will create a discussion amongst our viewers because people who like the cranberry sauce the real way is out of a can apparently, and there's like this big debate. I'm not getting involved because I'm not a cranberry sauce person. So anywho,
then we went to get our Christmas tree the following morning. What's really fun for us is that, it's just really convenient. We have a Christmas tree farm 20 minutes from our house.
Well, it's like an everything farm, but they do have a lot of Christmas trees.
And you can schedule an appointment for the day, starting the day after Thanksgiving. So we schedule ours for 8 a.m. We get there, find our tree with your brother, our sister-in-law, and our two nieces, Reese and Riley. And then we go out to breakfast. And we get our tree really quick the past 2 years. We were out of there and we didn't get there at 8 o'clock.
No,
we got there
We never get there.
We got there. I want to say maybe around 8:15. By the time we got going,
maybe a little
we had our
after.
tree within 45 minutes. We were out on the road by 8:45. So, and then we go out to breakfast.
They have a really good selection. We get to cut it down ourselves, and it's cute as the girls get older. Like last year, Riley probably didn't have any idea what was going on. This year, she was very into like looking at the trees, and it was cute. We've got like really good pictures. It's a really nice tradition.
Yeah, do we have one of the pictures? I don't.
Oh, I have a ton. We did post on Instagram, I believe. Maybe our personal Instagrams or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was a really good time. And then breakfast is always so delicious. Here's
our Thanksgiving spread.
Oh yeah, we did a buffet style. This is the four of us at breakfast. Sorry for the glare. It's a really good time.
Yeah,
we absolutely look forward to it. So I took the day off of work. It was great. I didn't see that picture of you and Reese with the two Christmas trees.
I don't know.
That's a cute picture of the two of you. Aw.
So that was fun. And then, other than that,
I've been really busy with school. My last class wrapped up. Well, wraps up today, but I finished my assignment. Not my last class. I wish it was my last class. I think I still have 4 more to take. But yeah, I was really busy with that. Right? Like I feel like every night I would have to do something. So I needed to do a presentation. Which usually our due dates are on Sundays. So I had everything planned in my head because I knew that today was going to be really, really busy. So I was going to finish up everything tomorrow before posting it, but then the instructor decided that they needed to change the due date to today. So last night I completed everything and recorded my presentation. It was supposed to be 10 minutes and mine was 22 minutes. Go figure.
I wonder why our episodes are so long. No. And then the only other thing too was that we had our Black Friday weekend sale. So thank you to anybody who shopped the sale. We totally and superly appreciate your support.
Words are hard at 8 o'clock.
It is. Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I'm productive usually this time of day.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I did over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like this week, like
there were a lot of orders
getting
to
orders,
pack up.
packaging orders, staying on top of that. So again, thank you to anybody who shopped the sale. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's really fun and again humbling. I know we say that all the time, but it's very much appreciated. Love it.
And I think that's it. So for admin-y stuff, we just have 2 quick things. One is we still have our Ass Brioche Mal going on.
How's that going for you, by the way?
I said quick. 2 quick things. That's going on until the end of the month. We are hosting that along with the ladies over at Skein Scoop, Justine and Lori. Lori's the owner of Skein Yarn Shop in Greenwich, Rhode Island. Well, East Greenwich, Rhode Island, actually, who we will see later on today. So you still have plenty.
I wonder if they're going to do a trivia.
And if I win again.
You did win last year.
I did win.
What did you win?
Bragging rights, I think.
Oh, okay, great.
So yes, so that's going on. And then the other thing...
Did you say where Justine is from and what she does? Because we have to acknowledge her as well.
Oh, Justine has a YouTube channel where she's doing a vlog that I've been watching. It's actually the only vlog I watch. Because vlogs are a lot for me. There's a lot of them. And it's overwhelming. So I watch Justine's. She is Never Not Knitting RI.
Yes.
So go check that out.
We'll have that link down below.
And she is the muscle at Skein Yarn Shop. Mm-hmm. She's also from Rhode Island.
Practically perfect in every way.
So that is that one bit. We have the link to the pattern down below.
Yes, we do.
Which is called Brioche-licious?
Briolicious?
No, I think
that sounds really great.
I know, but I think that...
No, I don't think that's what it's called.
That's not what it's called.
Yeah.
It's
neither one of us have started, but we're happy to host. I don't know if I will be getting to it, but it goes until the end of January, right? Or is it end of this month?
End of December.
F my life.
We are a hot mess today.
It's okay. Hot Mess Express. Choo choo. I can't pull up the show notes. I'm not sure what the pattern is called.
Done with this.
Who had a gummy before we podcast?
Neither of us.
I know. You would think.
Hold on. It's right here. Show notes 120.
Well, I'm just going to pull up. Okay, it's called All About the Brioche. All About That Brioche. A.K.A. Briolicious. By Lisa Haynes.
So I was right.
No, it's not. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
It's not A.K.A. Briolicious. It's All About That Brioche by Lisa Haynes. It's a really nice shawl. Okay, so the second thing... Did you have something else other than...
No.
Okay, so the second thing is...
Just go on.
I can't go on. I just can't go on. We are partnering with Socks for Sam to jump in and join the fun with their knit along to help bring awareness for vanishing white matter disease. And we mentioned on the last podcast that we will have a Ravelry thread set up on our site for those people who would like to donate socks, knit socks, talk about things, share some laughs, share some support. So I do have a thread down in our Ravelry group, and that will coincide with the Socks for Sam knit along that's going on right now for 2 months. I'm not sure their end date, but I put our end date at January 31st, I believe. I hope I did that.
So please make sure too that you follow Socks.
Yep, I put January 31st. Right? There are 31 days in January?
Yeah.
30 days, half September. This is our Socks for Sam and Needles at the Ready knit along that we're going to help take part in. The information is all down in our Ravelry page, including the information about the actual knit along and what Socks for Sam is doing and how they're collecting donations. If you would like to mail in and donate some of your socks that you're knitting, it could be one single sock, any size. It could be a pair of socks. The address to where you can send those socks so that Sam will get them. It's been really cute to see him receiving some of the socks that Socks for Sam is posting on their Instagram. All of the links and information will be down below, along with a link to our Ravelry group. So check that out. Join the fun. It just feels really good to be able to do something like this, especially around the holidays. We as knitters are an amazing group of people, and when we get together, really anything can happen. So that's all I have to say about that. And I think that's really it for our administrative things.
Yep, so we're going to jump into FOs and whips. I have 3. I'm going to say 4 FOs because one of them's like kind of an FO.
Okay. I have 1 FO.
And then I have 1... Oh, I left a whip downstairs. That's okay. That's all right. If we have time, I can grab it.
What is it?
My blanket.
Oh, well...
The crochet blanket.
That's nice, because you said we talk about crocheting, so we should probably have that project.
Okay, so I will jump into FOs. So first FO, this is a gift for our...
So cute.
Nephew Dominic. He is a Star Wars fan, so we hung out with him earlier this year and did a whole Star Wars day. And he had requested some items that he wanted us to make him. So I made the thing.
Empire Star Wars beanie.
Hold on. Where's my good notes?
Wow, look at those charts.
So the Empire Star Wars beanie by... The designer's name's not on this, so let's go to our show notes.
It's in Ravelry.
Okay. Well, if you could grab that.
Sure, I can.
Please. All right,
Absolutely.
So here's the beanie. There's only 2 sizes. It is fingering weight. So it has a child size, which says it's supposed to fit a child from 3 to 10, and then an adult size. So I made the child size for him, and I used
yarn. By Bobby Joe.
Thank you. I use yarn from Knit Picks.
I know you said it's a free pattern.
Oh, it is free pattern.
Yeah.
So I just got some Knit Picks Stroll, because we didn't have any in these colors. So I got... black.
Guys, look at this.
White. And then I got cobblestone heather.
Oh my god, he's going to love this.
And then here is the beanie.
Oh, you didn't show it yet?
No.
Oops, I'm so sorry.
So we got some TIE fighters and... Is this Vader's?
Yeah, it's an advanced TIE fighter.
Stormtroopers, and then the crown is fantastic.
Dun, 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 dun. No, that's not it.
So
the crown is fantastic. Look at it.
The crown is so cool. Obviously, you can definitely see my floats because of the white and black yarn in some spots, which I'm fine with.
No,
I think it came out great.
It came out great.
He's
gonna love it. Are you kidding me?
So it is fingering weight yarn. This was actually only 55 rows, so it did go fairly quickly. Mm-hmm. You do have some 3-color color work here. I think it was somewhere around 11 to 13 rows, so that did take some time. This is knit on a US Oh, it's a 3.5 millimeter needle. I don't know what US size that is. Sorry.
3 point what?
3.5 millimeter. So 5 millimeters and 8.
A 3 is a 3.25.
Okay, so 3.25. I did it 16-inch and then moved to Magic Loop once I got actually to just the black, which worked out really, really well because I don't like doing color work Magic Loop, so I didn't have to.
Oh my god, it's so good. And for a free pattern, wow, that's really amazing.
So I was trying to use our... I don't think it's back here. I think it's on that bookshelf. Our Knitting Star Wars book that we have.
The yarn is actually really soft. This is Stroll, you said?
Yeah, Stroll. So it's 75/25 merino nylon. Mm-hmm. The Star Wars book that we bought with knitting patterns, the Knitting the Galaxy, does have a hat in it, and it's worsted weight, but it's only an adult size. So that's... Bummer. Once I realized that...
He's going to love this.
I had to go searching.
And he's a Dark Side fan.
Yeah, he loves the bad guys.
He loves the bad guys.
So he's going to love this hat.
Yeah.
So that is FO #1, Empire Star Wars beanie.
Oh, he's going to love it. Hopefully he'll open it in front of us.
He won't. They never open the gifts in front of everybody. All right, so that's the first one.
Yay, congratulations. I only have one, so continue on.
Okay, so my next one is, I just didn't weave in the ends. It is blocked.
Do you want to get your blanket while you're chatting?
Sure. It is in my... So it's on the Wexler, on the shelf, in my chip basket. Yeah. Okay. So I finished the love note for Reese, the one that I made with the wrong needles. This is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. So it has the lace detail that you can hopefully see here. The yarn that was used was a set that was gifted to us. This is Hue Loco on an 8515 merino nylon base. This was a Grocery Girls set. It was Big Sister and Little Sister of the colorways. I did have plenty of yarn to finish this. I know in the last episode I was a little concerned with it, but I was able to knit the sleeves to the proper length and bind off. This pattern called for a US 10, and I used a 10.5 in error. And it also uses a US 7 for the ribbing, which that I did properly.
I think this is going to be great. It's going to fit her. It's going to fit her really nice. It's that like relaxed, flowy kind of.
Right. And I made the 8 to 10 year size.
Yep.
She is going to be 9 next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah. So she will definitely get, I would think, probably a good 2 years out of this.
Yeah.
Our sister-in-law actually said to us on Thanksgiving, because Riley came in the Werby.
And she was wearing the antler toque.
Right. So Riley was wearing an antler toque, and she wore the, I think it's called a Werby sweater. The cardigan that I made.
Yeah.
Is it Werby?
I think so.
I mean, that sounds super familiar, but let's see. Sweaters. No, Kirby.
Oh, Kirby.
The Kirby
there
sweater.
There was a B in it. Irby.
So this is the Kirby by Barocco that I made Riley last year.
This is probably the last year she could wear it.
Yeah, so she was wearing that on Thanksgiving, so our sister-in-law does try to get 2 full seasons.
Yeah. I wonder if I have a picture.
Out of it. So this is a fun knit.
It really is.
If you haven't knit a love note, whether for yourself or for like somebody else in your life, I would recommend it.
I should have taken it off at that point.
At least for the child size, the pattern repeats really, really quick. And it's easy to follow. I did use the Tin Can Knits app to follow along the pattern. But yeah, so this is my love note. And I just need to weave in the ends, but it's all done.
It's great.
It's blocked.
Perfect. My love note's not blocked. Still. The one that I knit for Reese.
All right. Do I have 2? Oh, I have 2 more. So I'll go one more time, and then you can go. Okay. So my next one is a spin. This is the fiber that I purchased from Feederbrook Farms. Amazeballs. That I'm doing a spin along with our friend Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting and Carrie from The Creative Obsession. I spun this on my Daedalus Starling that I also bought at Rhinebeck. Mm-hmm. And once I weighed the fiber, I had 9.6 ounces of 100% non-superwash BFL. I split that into No, I'm sorry, I had 9.2 ounces, and I split it into 4.6. That's what I did. 4.6. Spun one, I think, straight through, and then the other one I split into 2 to 4, and then spun that. Plied them together. So we have a nice 2-ply. Mm-hmm. This is running somewhere around a DK. I weighed it yesterday, and I have 239 grams of yarn. And based on my really rough count, I think I have about 400 yards.
Combined.
So this will be used to knit the Andrea Mowry Traveler's Cowl, I believe.
The colors are fantastic. You did a really good job.
Yeah, I love it. So you have your bits of orange here. You have some blue and orange. It's very blue heavy too in some areas, I feel like, and very green heavy.
Wow. Really nice. Really, really nice. And look at all these colors together here. Like, it's really pretty.
Yeah, I was very happy with the plying and once it was soaked.
Yeah.
So once I take it off it's called a Nitty Knotty. I showed one a couple weeks ago, a plastic one.
Yeah.
But that's how you get this into a skein form from the bobbin to the Nitty Knotty. And when you take it off, there's just, at least for me, there's a lot of twist in it, and it like twists around itself. And then you soak it, and what you're going for is that, just like Hank from your stash, when you open it up, it should just go straight. You don't want it to start to twist on itself again. It means that it's over plied and there's too much energy in it. So I was really happy with this because it was very balanced. It didn't have that twist after it was done soaking and it was hanging up to dry. So yeah, so this will...
Oh, it smells good too.
I use the... so I use the Woolen & Co. Cocoa and Cashmere, which I have to update our coupon code sheet. She reached out because some of you guys had reached out to see about the coupon code she had given us. It was a temporary code, and it ran out in early November. But she did reach out recently, and it's now a permanent code. So we will get that.
I didn't know that. That's exciting.
Yeah, we will get that added back to our Google Doc.
That's great. I've been a little bit disconnected from things because of school. Like I haven't. Yeah. You've been our.
So down below in our show notes should have links to everything that we talk about, but there's also a link to a Google Doc with a bunch of coupon codes that have been provided to us from other small makers. So check that out. The coupon code for Woolen & Co.'s wool, like we have Wool Wash, we have the bar, we have some balm, which this I keep a tin of this downstairs on my table.
I want this in a lotion. The tobacco and bay leaf. It smells so good.
I want to have a London fog. I'm going to make one. I saw a recipe the other day. So this is my Feederbrook Farm 100% BFL 2-ply spin.
Yeah. Speaking of lotions and things, I don't know if we actually gave you an update, but when we went to New England Fiber Festival, remember we purchased the shampoo bar?
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. I have no idea if we talked about this or not.
We talked about the bar.
But I don't know if we talked about having used it. I don't know. Anyway, it's absolutely fantastic. For those of you who are not new to shampoo bars, how come you haven't shared this information with us?
Right.
It's amazing. There's no packaging, so once it's gone, it's gone. You don't have to worry about it. It's good for the environment. So we're going to be getting some more.
Yeah, a different brand. We have a local soap maker. Well, not local, but within
we sound
the state,
so fancy.
Within the state where
our local soap maker.
We buy a lot of stuff from her typically, so she has one. It's a different blend, but
Did you looked at them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
All right. So you go now because I've talked a lot.
I'll go. So I have one finished object. It was close to having two, but I didn't. So this is the flax for our niece.
That is actually a little bit bigger than
it's
I thought.
Really big. She is 2. So I made the 2 to 4 year size, and I used the DK version. So I don't know when Tin Can Knits changed this, but the flax is by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern.
Go ahead.
Wait till you see the difference. But on Ravelry now they have each pattern listed by their yarn weights. So if you don't want to use the Tin Can Knits app, which is what I use to knit this, you can download the pattern probably from Tin Can Knits website as well in that specific yarn weight. So they have yarn weights from fingering to worsted, and the size range is amazing.
Yeah. I think it always goes up to 6XL.
Yeah. So Kevin and I were kind of chatting before I even started knitting this and thought it would be really cute to do maybe a little color work in the sweater as well. And found a really cute heart motif from one of our...
Did you use one of the books or did you use
I did.
online?
Nope, I used the book. Which...
Did you use Knitivation or alternate?
I think I used alternate. I don't want to show it because it's in a book.
Oh,
but it was in one of our books, and look what I did.
I'll at least show the book.
Yeah.
Alternate. This has so many good knitting charts. I've used it before to knit. No, that's a lie. I used some Strange Brew.
I think it was this one, page.
It was because that one wasn't
32
up here
or something like that.
Here, you talk about. I'll see if I can find it.
Maybe it's not in this one. Maybe it's the other one. What's the other one?
Other one is Knitivation.
Nope, there was a third one. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. Oh no, what's the one with the doodle decks?
I think that's downstairs still.
I think that's the one that I used.
Okay.
But you can carry on. Anyway, anywho, look what I did. I just threw in some hearts at the very bottom of the sweater, and then I just did a little stripe, 2 stripes of that pink yarn here. So the yarn that I used is the main color is Needles at the Ready in our ballet slippers colorway. This one is, I believe it's 7525. No, it's the DK. It's our DK. Yeah, so it's our Achilles DK.
Well, there's 2 DK bases. Did you use
Achilles? Yep, this is Achilles DK, which is our 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And then for contrast, I went into the stash and had some Knit Picks Wool of the Andes superwash in the colorway Blossom Heather. And now this is a worsted weight yarn. And I thought, you know what, let's just give it a try and see if it works. And I thought it worked. It worked really well. I think it's very, very sweet just to have that little pop there of the hearts. So again, it's a little bit on the larger size, but she'll get years of wear out of this. She's, like I said, turning 2. She's a little petite. So she might be able to wear this until she's 12.
Was this the heart one? No.
No. No, it was in the doodle deck one downstairs.
So, and then what I did previously is this is Roman's, her twin brother, and I believe I did the 1 to 2. But also, I did fingering held double, and it does make a different type of fabric.
It definitely does.
It makes a denser.
Yeah, this one's very.
And we're different gauges.
Very flowy.
Wait. Should I make him a different sweater?
No, I should have made her that size. Anyway, she's going to have this for years and years, and she can wear this until she goes to high school, which I think will be fantastic. But it's adorable. I think it's absolutely adorable. And the pattern is super simple to follow. I did eliminate the sleeve detail. There's a garter, like a garter stripe that goes down the sleeves. So I did eliminate that just to have a basic sweater. The the raglan's nice. I just did for the make ones or the. Are we making one or are we decreasing?
You're making one.
We're making one. So I just what did I use?
Did you do make one left, make one right?
No, I think I just knit front back.
I think that's what it calls for.
Yeah, I just knit front back because I usually like to do the leaning decreases or increases, but I think this adds like a cute little detail in there as well. It makes a little bit of a difference. Yeah,
that's cute.
Yep. So I did not alternate the sizes or anything like that. I used the recommended needles as well. Like I said, the only difference that I did was I measured my gauge to see how many rows that I had per 4 inches, or per inch, and then kind of did the math and started my color work, about an inch or so, whatever the color work chart was before the ribbing.
Nice.
So that's what I did. I thought it came out cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
And I like the little pop of color here too.
Yeah.
On this side. So that's my my first FO.
Oh,
my
wait.
only FO this week.
Something about that too. You had to increase or decrease to do the color work chart.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I did. So I'm glad that you said that. So for the color work, in order to make the stitch count work, I think I needed to I needed to increase a couple of stitches, maybe 2 or 3, to make this chart work, which I was comfortable with. I did not change my needle size to do the chart. So that I thought was nice if I had a couple of extra stitches on there, because sometimes color work can get a little bit tight, but I think I did a pretty good job with it. So,
and it's very similar, that technique, to the one that you did in your Parish Line sweater, where you were knitting your color work in a larger weight yarn so that it popped out a little more.
Yeah, and I think it worked out really well here. So don't be afraid to experiment and try a different weight of yarn for your color work or whatever. It seems to work out really well for me.
All right, so my last FO is also a gift, but it's also a test. I haven't done this before, and the idea kind of came from our Rhinebeck weekend and New England Fiber Festival trip, where we stopped by Robin's Promise at both, one at Cake and then at New England Fiber Festival, and I purchased the mini fade of, I think it was called her teal.
Oh yeah,
something in teal, but it was all blues. So I was like, oh, I wonder if, I've never attempted that. So I did 2. So here's my first one. Now, I don't think there's a big difference in some of them, but it goes from...
Oh no, it definitely is a fade.
So what I did is I started with this color here that I already had a recipe for, that I've been messing around with, and then I increased it. I doubled the recipe, then doubled this one, so on and so forth, to get this.
The camera is blowing it out a little bit, actually quite a bit. There's definitely a difference
between these two.
Yeah, between
these two are the closest.
Yeah, I wonder if... I don't know if bringing them closer is going to help. No, not at all. It
No.
gets washed out even more.
Yeah, these two are very close.
Yeah. But there is a difference.
Yeah, it's a very slight difference, which is interesting.
Yeah. It looks like it's a really good fade.
Yeah, these two are really hard to tell apart. This one has a little more, it looks like yellow in it.
Yellow. I was going to say more golden.
And then another color that I have been messing around with, then I did this one. And I started with the color in the middle, and then I went up, doubled the recipe, doubled it again, then decreased by 50%, and then decreased again by 50%. And together, I actually feel like they have a very, if you hold the 10 together, it kind of gives me an untraditional Christmas vibe.
It does.
Right?
Very much so. How appropriate.
Which, obviously, I didn't intend to. It's just some colors that I've been messing around with, trying to match. But yeah, so that was a fun little experiment.
And now that you know that it works.
And I dyed them on... Actually, this way you see the difference better. Mm-hmm. These two look a little bit closer. That one you actually see it a little bit better too. So I dyed them on 20 gram 75/25 superwash merino nylon minis.
Beautiful. Really good job.
And those are all my FOs.
I love that.
All right, so moving on to whips.
Psh.
I have 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm gonna show 4.
4?
Yeah, but one I don't know how much I put on. I know I worked on some of it. Plus, I'm gonna take it with me on our trip, so it's easier to keep it all together.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go.
Okay, I'll go first. Let's do this one because this is the one that I was hoping to be an FO by the end of. Actually, I will be honest with you. I feel like I knit this very quickly.
I feel like in a day, if I remember.
Yeah, it was.
It felt like a day.
It was a very quick process, and this is the emotional support chicken that I talked about in the last podcast. I was kind of torn between the yarns that I was going to use. I decided on the I can't really say the name. Trendsetter yarns in this like fade. It's a sock and it's a scarf and a hat set. So you get to a certain part in the skein after making the hat, and then you start making the scarf, and they match the fade that goes on, or the color distribution, color blocking that happens. So I decided that I wanted to use that for the chicken. I thought it would be nice and squishy and soft. So, thanks for pulling that up.
And just so you guys know, this is the emotional support chicken by Knitting Tree LA. There's kits on their site. This is Ray's now knit 3. I've only knit 1.
I think that they have now some
Wicked they do.
Kits, which is really cute. So this yarn is 90% wool and 10% nylon, and you can see it's in like this chain kind of construction. It makes it very light and airy. So I knit the chicken, and now I think that's so
it is
cute. It's so squishy and plush. So I did start sewing it together. So I did the little back tail part. Now you have the bottom piece. And what I did here was I did pull off some of the yarn just to kind of break it up a little bit. There's a ton of this left over. So I just pulled out just so that I can have some, like I said, some pieces broken out. I do like how in the pattern it does call for two colors just to kind of accentuate some of the lines. I did eliminate the line around the neck for the chicken, so I'm hoping that that'll work out.
It should.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't deter from like differentiating the head, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, and then this is going to be the bottom piece of the chicken here, like this. I thought that complemented some of the tail feather colors, which I thought was really nice. And then I had left over, went into our deep stash and found some leftover yarns to use for the comb, the wattle, and the beak. So I had some of this yellow Spud and Chloe. It's like a cotton and sweater weather yarn.
That's yarn was used
or sweater yarn.
I used that in Reese's first. That's like one of the first things I made for
How
Reese.
cute.
I made her blanket out of that.
This is going to be for Reese. She wanted a stuffy, and Kevin and I have our emotional support chickens on our bed. We sleep with them every night.
I do. And
I thought it would be cute to kind of share that thing with her. So this is sweater worsted. It's 55% superwash wool and 45% cotton. I mean, it's just for the beak, so like it was fine. And then I had some of this Barocco Ultra wool left over. It's a superwash, and
it's just 100% superwash.
Oh, 100%. I'm so sorry. It's 100% superwash. I'm not quite sure what, and the color is 3350. It's like a red.
It's a beautiful 3350.
Beautiful 3350. It's
I love when I got that in the
It's
crayon
one of the
box.
best 3350s that I've gotten before. So, yeah, so that's that. I did also knit the comb. That's where the red happens. So that'll go on the top of our chicon's head, which will be very cute. And then the waddle. The pattern calls for one, but somebody had commented, I believe it was Joy, that most chickens have 2 waddles, I guess. So I knit 2 of them. We'll see what happens. I'll put them both on here.
It may be a lot having both.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. And then I have some eyes that I got in that kit that I bought or whatever. So I'm going to put the eyes back on. So all I need to do now is just sew this up and sew on the comb and the waddles and the eyes, and then I'm done.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very, very soft. I did wash and lay this out to dry before sewing it together, because I think that was one of the steps that we might have missed. We didn't do last time.
We did not do that.
And it's hard to. I did throw my chicken through the washer and dryer, but I get a little bit nervous with that. So
yeah,
that's that. My first FO.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How many do you have? 4?
4, I think. Yeah.
All right, I'll go. All right, really. Can I have the chip basket?
Did I say FO? I didn't mean FO.
No, we meant whip.
We meant whips.
All right, so I decided to, just because I've been doing a lot of color testing, and that always leads to a lot of minis. I see about 20 on my desk over there. Mm-hmm. So I decided to pick up my crocheted granny stripe blanket and put some rows in on it. I am crocheting this on a E-hook, which is a 3.5 millimeter. I'm using the Clover Amour.
And it's still the best hooks that
what I did, and as you can see, here's a
mountain of minis.
And they're all less than 10 grams, because what I do is, once I do the test, I then I wind it up into a ball, wind some off on a bobbin so that I can write notes and keep track. So what I've done is I've just made a magic knot ball out of some of them. And I'm not, I don't think I'm being mindful of my color choices, but then I look at this and I think maybe I'm being mindful of doing light and dark sometimes. And this is what I've last time I was here.
Good.
So I finished this blue, and then I added this purple, this reddy brown, and now I'm on this blue. So I add 1, 2, 3, 3.5 colors to it, and
that's blue.
Goes from this.
Oh yeah.
To
was gray.
Here, I think it's a good width, and it'll be a nice lap blanket.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. It's so good.
But it's going to take a long time. This I don't mind. Just having something on, on the hook. I will not do a fingering weight one again. I will say this now, is that I will do DK weight in the future. Fingering takes a very long time. Yeah. I actually don't mind the fingering weight on my jelly roll blanket. I like that. But I feel like for this and for... Oh no, the other one I'm holding it double. The cozy comfort throw.
Mm. Cozy comfy or something?
Yeah, something. Cozy comfort. Yeah, that's your fingering held double, so that's a DK. So this I would do DK in the future and just hold 2 magic knot balls double. But,
which is really good, because then you can still use your fingering weight minis.
And use them much quicker.
Yeah.
Too.
And you might get a cool marled effect.
Yeah.
You will get a cool.
Because I'm getting I think I get 2.5 rows. About 2.5 rows per color on here.
Per mini. Is there a pattern there, or you just kind of made that up yourself?
No, there was a pattern. It's an... I just Googled it. It's not even on Ravelry. I Googled a granny stripe one, and I just found one and followed it. I didn't follow the cast on. Yeah. I just laid out my chain and decided. And it's just doing a granny really just doing granny
Granny
stripes.
stripe, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Triple crochet? Double?
Double.
No, 3. Double crochet is 3 times in the stitch?
That's a shell, like a shell stitch kind of. You're doing 3 stitches in one.
Yeah.
In the space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
the stitch is actually a double crochet. So you're doing 3 double crochets in the chain space.
That's what it is. 3 double crochets into the chain space. Yeah. That's right. And that's all I'm doing. And I've been messing up on my border. Like I forget what.
That was my biggest.
So I'm gonna. I will do a border around it
Cute.
to even it out. I'll do like
an undyed or something like that.
No, I may even just keep going. Like.
Oh.
And it'll be a different color all the way around. And just do like a single crochet round, or maybe like 2 of them, just to use up some more yarn and to even it out. So yes, so that is my granny stripe blanket.
Cute, very very cute. The next thing, I don't know where I was on this. I don't think I put a stitch marker. If I did, that would be fantastic. Or a progress keeper on this. Nope. I put on a couple more rows. I want to continue this. I need to continue to put this on. I've got now a couple of pairs of socks in various states of completion.
How many do you have? Just the 2?
I have the mysterious podcaster socks because I still can't find that freaking mini that goes along with it, and that's the only thing holding me up because I'm ready to put in my toe.
So why don't you just do your
contrast toe? But then I can't do my second sock because I'm doing them one at a time.
I actually literally thought I found it the other day.
So I'm thinking about taking yours.
I'm thinking you're wrong.
No, I'm thinking that I might just take yours, and then you could just find another coordinating mini.
That's so
do you know
rude.
What I mean? Like, I'm already in it. I've started. That's what I'm going to do. It's fine. You won't even know because you probably won't even open that box for another 3 years. So this is, speaking of Les Garçons, this is the collaboration between Les Garçons and Michelle over at Woolens and Nosh. It is their autumn sock mysteries, autumn sock collaboration from their 3-month subscription. Autumn subscription. I think that's what it's called. They're coming out with their winter one now. Is that correct?
So it's from their Seasons of Socks?
Seasons of Love. Anyway, it's very, very lovely. This is their Seasons of Socks collaboration. This is the autumn edition. And I think it's lovely. I did a 1x1 twisted rib for about 20 rows, 15 to 20 rows or so. I did a German twisted cast on, 2.25 millimeter needles, 72 stitches. I marked for where I'm going to cut in my heel, which I think that would be really cute. And I split the skein. So this is what's left of the first 50 grams of that skein. And this is what's left of that first, I think there's a 20 gram mini. So I have plenty to do, I think, heels and toes on that, which will be really great. I did put the others aside, and this is living in our cute little Colorado knitter bag that she made for us, Mari, who is so divine. And I love watching her podcast. I feel like we're just in the same space. You know what I mean? Like you just reach out and touch someone.
I know. In the recent one, it was really funny when she talked about the paper piecing and how I love when we as crafters, we find something piques our interest and we just go. There's no holding us back sometimes.
Just go for it.
It's just load up your Amazon cart, have it all shipped.
I need to put an Amazon order
to use once and then have forever.
We're doing a holiday party for the managers and stuff. So.
I'm having a holiday party for my staff.
Your staff of one? Well, aren't I your staff? We're a partnership, you know. My name's on the LLC.
You're
just kidding. So what I just noticed, and I don't know if I noticed this before, is that there's a snap here in these little pockets on the side, which I thought was really great.
Cute.
I know. So that's number one, and
And then
It's not much, but it's fun.
We'll talk about this at the same time, so make this your last
great.
one.
Okay. Don't tell me
All
what
right,
to do.
so I have one. All right, so my next one is a spin. This is some fiber that I purchased from Murky Depths at India Entangled this year. This is a 4-ounce braid of Rambouillet, and it's called Dark Rambler. So I started this, and I'm trying to spin this quite thin, so you could see, like, I think it's pretty thin.
Yeah, it looks good.
Based on what I'm looking at on my wraps per inch thingamajigger, it's like 30 wraps per inch. So I have just a little bit. I just started the other day.
The colors are great.
So this is the half of the braid that I will spin next. All right.
Did you have a short circuit?
No, I have to make sure I wind it up the same. Like, I need to make sure I start from this end over here. So I have to wind it the same way so I know where to pull from. So it's grays, blues, you have some whites and like purple, a little muddy yellow.
The yellow is nice because it's almost like there's a little bit of like greeny in there.
There's
like
also some really bright spots of the yellow.
Yeah.
And you, like right here you get a little, where is it? Like mauve there. So what I'm going to do is, so what I do is once I split it, like I have to wrap it so this is on the inside. So I know not to pull from there. And I'll pull from the bit that's on the end of it so that the color stripes match, or like the color sequence matches. So when I'm done with the half that's downstairs, I'll spin this. And then once I'm done spinning this, I'm going to spin this.
This is going to be so...
And I'll do the same thing. This is from Cesium Yarn. It is a Shiniko top fiber.
It's so soft.
This is Fork in the Road.
I remember. Oh, it's springy.
Yeah, they're both very springy. So then I'm going to split this in half, spin it, and then I'm going to apply the two singles together.
Really?
So then I'll get 8 ounces. Because I felt like...
That could be cool.
This has a lot of white in it, it looks like. But it still has the yellow, the green, the grays in it.
Wait,
so
is it soft? I can't tell.
Yeah. Feels
like
right down here.
Yeah.
Like even here. This is...
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's like, it's very springy.
That's
is that
just
how it normally is?
So I found that with the Rambouillet. This, just by feeling it, and something else is really springy that I've spun. But I think they complement each other. The light and the dark. It has a lot of the same colors in it. This one just feels like a very saturated version of this.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yep.
So I think it would look fun plied together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping... Huh?
I think so too, I said.
I'm hoping to get a fingering weight out of it and then see if maybe I could knit, I don't know, maybe a vest or something. So yeah. And then, all right, so that's, I have one left. The one that we'll talk about together.
Okay,
so
great.
Go.
Good. Yep, and then that'll bring me up to Scruff. I started another gift knit for our other nephew, Patrick. He is in high school now, which is crazy. But this is the Ajax hat. We saw Hope from Hope Made Yarn Co. Wearing the hat and I think she had the mittens too. She had just finished testing the pattern. It hadn't quite come out yet, right? I think at the time.
I believe so. Yeah.
So now that it is, I'm pretty sure it was like a test.
Yeah, she had a sample at her trunk show.
Yeah.
But she also had it on, I think, at Vogue Knitting Live last year.
Oh, you're right. This is by Barrent Designs. I think that's how you say it. This will be linked down below. There is a hat and mitten pattern. I don't know how much it is on Ravelry, but we thought that would be a really cool hat for a teenager. I can't believe it's saying that. Right?
I know.
So I don't have much going on it, but I did manage to start that the other night. The yarn that I'm using is Madeline Tosh in the Farm DK or something like that. Farm Twist, 100% superwash merino. The color is Dubrovnik. I think that's how you say it. Can you see that? Dubrovnik?
Yeah, I wonder where that's from. That looks like a Knit New Haven. That might be from Knit New Haven. I don't remember buying that. But it was in Stash, so we used it.
Yeah. It's 200, loving using Stash. 225 yards. Yeah, the base it's so squishy, and it's got really good stitch definition.
I knit my Pierre shawl out of that, my Stephen West Pierre shawl out of remember it was like the Fade? It's a DK weight one.
Oh yeah. This so I'm knitting the second size on the recommended needles. They are small needles, so the ribbing this is not much, everybody, but you can see the stitch definition of the yarn. It's nice and plump, and a really good stitch definition. I used a German twisted cast on. In the pattern says you can use any long tail cast on that you want. You can use any cast on that you want. A provisional cast on would be nice. Not a provisional. A tubular cast on would be really nice because it's 1x1, like an Italian cast on.
Or a cable cast on would be nice too.
But I do like the German twisted cast on. It's my go-to for hats. So this is a US 2 needle, really so it's needles. Really small for a hat, and then I believe you go up to a US 4, I think. But I'm gonna follow the pattern. Like I said, I am doing the second size. I think there are like 4 or 5 sizes for this hat. 1, 2, 3, 4 sizes for the hat. The second size will fit a circumference of a head size of about 19 to 21 inches. I measured my head. I'm about 21, 22.
And you want some negative ease on a hat too.
Yeah. And I mean, he's still young. He's not like fully grown or anything. So, and the suggested yarn was Tosh DK by Madeline Tosh. So nice. We're kind of there. So that's really all I have so far. And what's really neat about this pattern is that the stitches are like twisted stitches and not necessarily cables, which is really interesting how that makes that design.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm very curious to see how this is going to knit up. The yarn is great to work with. And now that I am done with classes for a little while, I think I can get a lot more done. It's been a little bit challenging trying to manage my time. And I don't know where this bag came from.
Isn't that Knit for Brains? Or no?
It doesn't have a tag.
Maybe it's not.
Yeah, it doesn't have a tag, but it's really cute.
Maybe it was gifted to us.
Grogu. With Santa hats on. Yeah, there's no tag that I can see in here. Sorry, but it's adorbs.
Excuse me.
Okay.
All right, and our last whip is kind of related, so we'll talk about it at the same time.
Well, it is related.
It is. So, what the hell is this? Oh. So we both got the Woolens and Nosh 2024 Advent. I got mine on the fingering weight, the 90-10 superwash Targhee nylon 3-ply.
And
it came with 100 grams skein split into 2, and then I got it with the 30-gram mini.
And mine is High Twist DK, which is 100% superwash merino. It's a 3-ply, and then it's 100 grams for about 243 yards, split into 2 50-gram cakes. What was interesting this year is that both 50-gram cakes will match each other, so you'll have a matching pair of socks. But the starting color for these are different. So it's really interesting, and I'm okay with that, you know. But like, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to peek ahead, but I'm getting excited looking at Kevin's sock to see where the next color, like when those colors are going to be popping into my sock. And I'm probably vice versa. So we're gonna show these and just If you don't want to see them, any of the colors, I think right now we have about six different colors that...
I have 4 here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have...
Yeah, so about 9 different colors that we're going to show of the 24 color skein. So if you don't want to see any of that, you don't want to be... you don't want to spoil the surprise, you can certainly fast forward, look ahead. We won't have any special thumbs up or anything like that when you can look back. So just figure it out.
All right. So I will say I'm only knitting one because I can only find, and I don't know how this is possible in this house where we overbuy crap. I can only find one unused 32-inch Chaogu red lace 2.25 millimeter needle. So I may pick one up today. Actually, I just thought about that.
At Skein?
Yesterday. Yeah.
Will Skein be open for business, though? Probably not.
Yeah, you and I left with a shopping cart last time.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we sure did.
We didn't shop during the Christmas party.
We had a shelf in the back. Remember, we had a full shelf. I promise you. I think
not at the Christmas party.
I think that was a Christmas party. I think you bought 55 needle stoppers.
I did not. God darn you.
All right, so I'm going to show mine. I am behind because...
I'm behind as well.
It feels silly just knitting on the one. So it's just like, I'll wait till I get a second needle. So I did...
Oh, that's so good.
16 rows of a 1x1 twisted rib, which I love. German twisted cast on for 64 stitches. And then what was really nice is there is the the stripe in between each color matches, so I didn't have to like mess around with finagling adding a stripe, you know, like, so I just did my 16 rounds, added the mini to it, and I did 3 of the 4 days. I started the 4th day. So I'm how many days behind? I'm only 3 days behind.
Today's the 7th?
Yeah. So I'm 4 days behind.
I'm 2. I didn't do yesterday's or
so
today's.
If I can get another red lace at Skein, this is what I'm bringing with me tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this too, and I'm probably gonna go a little bit past. So here's what I have, and I do have 2. I'm doing these in tandem, and I have plenty of 9-inch circular needles, so don't you worry.
I know. I can't do those, man.
I had to buy them because this is DK. So this is only my second pair of DK socks that I've ever knit. I wanted to try it this year and do DK. So I bought 2 new Chaogu 9-inch circulars, US 3.25 millimeter needles. I'm doing a 56 stitch count.
That seems like a lot of stitches.
It does, but it's like the large size.
I feel like when I did mine, I did 46.
Yeah, there's like
or 48.
Yeah, so I used to kind of figure out the stitch count and what I wanted to cast on and the needle size to use. I did the Sock Ladies DK Vanilla Sock pattern. It's free. DK Weight Vanilla Socks by Paladin. Just for like the stitch count and what to cast on. So it says for the cuff, the 3 different sizes you can cast on, either 40, 48, or 56.
I did 48, that's right.
So I did the 56 because I usually do a 72 stitch sock for my for fingering weight. So that's what I did.
Can I just ask, like, is there a gauge in there? Like, have you checked your gauge? Just because you don't want to go through this and even compared it to your last DK sock. You know, just so that you're not... Just because it does look quite wide to me.
It does to me, too.
So, and you are a looser knitter typically than I am. So I just would hate for you to get through this and be like, oh, it's too wide. Like, I know they're only going to be house socks anyways, but maybe just compare it to your other DK weight socks and see what the gauge is between them. If it's the same, fantastic.
I don't see it listed as what the gauge is here, but that's a really good point because I do feel like they were they are a little bit on the larger side.
Yeah, I would just double check your gauge compared to your old socks.
I just was following. Yeah, you're right. It's a DK, DK weight. Anyway, Kevin showed him already.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But this is what I have so far. I did 10 rows of a 2x2 rib, German twisted cast on. And I'm just doing knitting, all around. So you can see that I do have the 5 colors there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And clearly very different than what Kevin has.
Yeah. Mine's very bright. Mine's giving me a little bit of a more Halloween-y feel.
Yeah, what's interesting is because this is the logo this year and the colors. And there's like a cloud font there, so I'm not sure if it's going to be like a whimsical, like bright kind of situation.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. My stitch stoppers, I did coordinate. They're holiday drinks, and it's living in this holiday drink, like all those comfy, cozy drinks. So I coordinated all of this together. Isn't that cute?
And this is Whimsy Stitches.
This is Whimsy Stitches, yes. So we'll have Whimsy Stitches linked down below. But I love this. I wanted to have like a theme. So here's my theme. So far it's going well. I do have to say that knitting on the larger needles on the small circumference is a little bit more difficult and challenging for me.
Interesting.
I prefer the smaller ones. I prefer fingering weight.
Do you think trying that on like a 10-inch
That's a good point.
would have just had a different feel?
Yeah, that's a good point. So this is them. I am curious about the gauge, but I think it'll be fine. Just like a cozy, thick pair of socks that I'm not going to really wear in shoes or anything like that. So they'll almost be.
No,
like
I wouldn't
slippers.
either because there's no nylon in it. I wouldn't put it in shoes.
But it's a really tight twist.
Yeah.
So it's going to have a lot of strength to it too. So that's where we are. I don't know what the next colors are going to be. I do like the surprise.
I haven't looked either.
But I see what Kevin's is. We haven't gotten to the point where either one of us can recognize any of these colors yet.
Yeah.
In the other skein. So it's all still a surprise, except I get a surprise twice a day. I think
that's all our FOs and whips, right?
Yeah.
And all right, so
I haven't decided what type of heel I'm going to do yet. I was going to do a cut and heel, but I might do a heel flap and gusset. Because I haven't done one of those in a while. And then B, if I'm going to be wearing these around the house and there's no nylon, I think those slip stitches will give it a little bit of extra cushioning.
I would still recommend doing an afterthought heel because if you were to ever blow out the heel, an afterthought heel is easier to replace than a heel flap and gusset.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. We'll see.
Or do like a shadow wrap.
I feel like the afterthought is easier to... If I wear through... I have so many socks, though. I'm not going to be wearing these every single day.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll cycle through. So I think a heel flap and gusset... I haven't done one in a really long time. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, undecided. I'm still a ways away from making that decision.
So that's all of our FOs and whips.
That's it.
Do we have any owl post?
Not necessarily owl post, but we did get a couple of socks in that were donated to us, so that we'll make sure that we give those over to Socks for Sam.
We did get owl post, but we ate it.
We ate the owl post.
So we received a very lovely shipment of some cookies, and we did not bring...
Do you have it?
I know the website.
They're German cookies. They were really good.
I want to say it's... I'm going to say Silky's Cookies because it's SILKES cookies.com.
Or Silks.
And they're German cookies. So we got this, and it had this like variety of cookies in the tin that we received. And they were delicious.
Mm-hmm. I'm so hungry.
I know.
So we'll link them down below.
Yeah, we'll link this website down below. They are out of Texas, from what I recall. And yeah, it came in like a Christmas tin. So thank you very much.
Yeah, that was so sweet.
For sending that.
No pun intended.
Yeah, there were coconut macaroons in there.
Oh.
I don't know how to say that word. Cherry and white chocolate, strawberry lemonade, apricot thumbprints, anise cookies.
Those were good. Those
the
vanilla almond crescents.
So yeah, definitely. The Nutella hearts were.
Wait, that was Nutella? I didn't have one of those. Are there any? There are no more left, huh?
I don't think so. So yeah, so that was a very lovely package.
Check them out. We'll have them linked down below. Good point. Remember to add that to the show notes. And then I think the only other thing that I have one. We got two things.
Okay, you can
in
talk
the
about
mail.
That one.
This was already shown on Instagram Knit Up, and it looks beautiful.
So good. I'm gonna
so good. This is the November 2024 Yarn Club from Woolens and Nosh. It's stunning, and then to see it knit up, it's absolutely stunning. It's cartophile. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the thin stripes there.
I love the thin stripes and the like heathery looking blue in it.
It's so good. This needs to be, I feel like, hand knit as opposed to machine knit. I would love to. I mean, you haven't done one in a while, so to knit one of these. So
no, I haven't.
You can if you want to, but I'll do it.
No, you won't. You have 3 socks on the needles right now.
After the holidays.
Okay.
It's a jolly
and then I got one
holiday
shipment.
With Mary.
This is from my Into the World Fiber Club.
Kevin, I dare say this is a short episode for us.
I know. This is called Redundancy. It is 70% Shetland and 30% Tussa silk. So,
you say tomato.
This is a fun club. This is my first month getting it. I decided, since I'm into the spinning thing, and I do have an idea which, for a lot of my hand spun, but I won't be able to talk about it till like the end of next year. So here's you could see the silk here.
Whoa.
So we have some green,
that
purples.
Looks intimidating, Kev.
It is. Some oranges, and then it just kind of repeats. So what could be really fun with this
Look how different the silk takes up the dye and stuff.
Yeah. And how how differently it blends into like you can see.
So you have to probably do a good job drafting.
Drafting.
Whatever you do.
No, so drafting is when you pull like this. You draft so that it spins.
But you want to make sure you're getting a little bit of silk in every.
No.
Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about.
There's no way to possibly do that because, when you spin, for instance, so the silk's here. There's no silk over here. There's maybe some down there, but it depends on the staple length too of the fiber. I don't know how I'm going to spin this.
I think I fell asleep. When did you? How many months is this club?
However many months.
It just continues.
Yeah, it's $26 a month. You get 4 ounces of fiber, and every month, as far as I know, the fiber it could be a different blend. So it's a really good opportunity if you are a spinner to try different breeds and different blends of fiber.
And it's a surprise breed and blend
every month. Yeah.
You don't choose I want this kind of fiber. Okay, cool.
Nope. And I believe too, when you sign up, you can sign up to receive multiple, you could sign up to receive 2 each month.
Did you do that?
No, because I have one here, see?
I do see the one, but you tend to hide things.
No, I don't. You thought I hid cookies on the counter. They literally on the counter.
You should have hid the cookies.
So that's all the breaking the bank.
Those are all of our acquisition-y type of things.
Damn, look at us. We're at an hour 14.
Who are we? We are not Needles at the Ready. We are Needles. I don't know what we are.
Other than that,
we've been watching a fair amount of basketball.
Yes.
We also have been we are back to watching Vikings.
So we're on Vikings season 2.
Yep.
We are only maybe 4 to 5 episodes in, right? I would say maybe 4 to 5 episodes
I think it's really good.
It is.
I do think it's really good. It's very interesting and kind of... I wouldn't have children watch this show.
No, absolutely not. It is not a show for children.
No.
It is well it's well done.
It's well done. The setting is really beautiful, like some of the settings. And it's just interesting. Obviously it's not like a true story or anything like that, but it's interesting how they're what was that? Did you hear that noise? Maybe it was a big car. How they weave in like some of the Scandinavian traditions and what's the word I'm looking for? Pantheon of gods and stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really I thought it was really cool. And then like looking at going to like the New World and seeing the differences in like England and stuff.
Yes, it reminds me it's a little bit it's interesting. So there's another series on Netflix called The Last Kingdom. And I had started watching that. I think I watched 1 to 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. And it is on the opposite side. So it's from a different perspective of this. So this, you have your Vikings. This one is, and the Vikings go to England. This side of The Last Kingdom is a Viking who and I don't remember how, is in England working with them. So here you have the English in, I think it was like Northumberland, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Their perspective of what's happening with the Vikings. Right. And then this show is the Vikings going to England for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to now see it from a different perspective. Right. What else? And then we watched last week and we did like movies. We did Dune 1 and 2, the new one.
Yep.
Which it's so good. But it makes me want to read the books, but I don't want to read the books right now. Because
they're so long?
Not that they're so long. There's just a lot, but it's just, some of the characters are from what I remember in the book and what I remember from the other 2 Dune productions that I watched. The characters are quite different, especially Chaney, Zendaya's character, is very different in this movie than what I remember in the books.
Yeah.
And the movies.
And then we watched all 7 Harry Potters.
That was Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
It was, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes you want something on in the background that you don't have to pay attention to, that you can get up and walk away from, and you don't have to pause. And you don't have to focus.
Yeah. And those for us are those cozy, like, holiday movies.
Yeah, I was talking about...
I don't know why we do consider them holiday movies.
But there's 4... I want to say 4 like universes that we'll go to.
Yes.
When we need that comfort and just like, let's just throw stuff on. So we go Harry Potter, Marvel, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars.
Yes.
Those 4, sometimes it's just throw one of those on, call it a day.
That ends up turning into a marathon, but you just keep... Right. It is. It's nice because then you get sucked back in, and then you can like have a conversation or like, and you do it, whatever.
We had so many conversations through the Harry Potter rewatch about like, this doesn't make sense, or like this blah, 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 or blah 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 blah, or like like just things.
The movies are great. The books have fills in all of the missing pieces for the movies. I watched the movies first before reading the books, and I read all of the books. I remember I went through that. I would just keep reading them. So like I read them like 3 times, I think, the whole series. But I think it does a good job of it fills in all of the blanks in the movies. So like it made my movie watching a different experience. Whereas you stopped reading.
Last one I read was maybe Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
Or Order of the Phoenix. I stopped there.
So like there's just I don't know, it was interesting. Anywho,
and then something I found that's been a quite little fun TV watching game for myself. and I'll continue to do this because I thought it was fun, because I didn't know what to watch the other day. So I went to my smart device, and I knew I wanted to watch Criminal Minds. So I said to my smart device, hey, you, pick a number between 1 and, I think I said 17, because that's how many seasons there are of Criminal Minds. So then it picked 3. Yes, season 3. So then I went to IMDb and I checked how many episodes there were, and there are 20. So then I said, smart device, pick a number.
Smart device.
Between 1 and 20, and then they picked like 13. And I watched episode 13 from season 3 because I've already seen it, and I thought it was just a fun way to do that. So if you never know what to watch, if you have a comfort show, try that method.
Try a random number generator.
And have it pick the season and then the episode for you. So that's what we've been watching and reading. I finished a book and I'm reading a book. I'll probably finish that book tonight or tomorrow night. I finished reading a book that's called... Where's Kindle?
Oh, did you just turn the heat on?
I did. So I finished reading Dead Witch Walking from Kim Harrison. It is book 1 in The Hollows, book 1 of 18. So this, and I'm currently reading the second book in the series, which is called The Good, the Bad, and the Undead. The book takes place in Cincinnati after, I think it's 20, it's something like 20 or 40 years after an event called the Turn. During the Turn, there was a genetically modified tomato that carried some type of disease that started wiping out humanity. Mm-hmm. Living amongst humans were witches, vampires, pixies, and fairies, and elves. It also started wiping out elves because in order to keep their population up, elves were mating with humans. So these, I think they're called Enderlanders, stepped in to help stop this the disease from wiping out humanity, and in doing so, humans now know about them. So we're 20 to 40 years in Cincinnati. Our main character, Rachel, is a witch. She's an earth witch. And we've so far found out about vampires, living and undead, which is what is an interesting take on those. Pixies, fairies, elves who've been wiped out as well. And Rachel left the agency that she worked for. In the book 1, she had like a contract on her head because she did not finish paying off her contract with the agency that she was working for. She started her own independent one with her friend Ivy, who is a living vampire, and Jenks, who is a pixie, and he lives in the garden with his wife and 30 children.
30?
Yeah.
30?
30. They're all pixies. It's hilarious. He's funny. So I'm enjoying the series. It is I have found that each book, and the 2 books that I've in so far, take quite a while to get going. But then once they hit the ground running, they're really, really good. Like last night, I did not want to stop reading. I was like, oh crap, I only have like 50 pages left. Should I just keep going? And then I thought better, because I knew I had to get up at like 6:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I don't trust Rachel's boyfriend. I don't know why. I just don't trust him. And I think there's definitely more to her than what she knows and what we know. The second book could have some like triggering stuff in it.
Oh.
But it's weird because it's different because it's supernatural, so it's described differently, but it could be triggering. Yeah, I enjoyed the series so far. That's that.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, they're longer reads for me because there's not a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of inner monologue, which is very descriptive.
Okay.
There's a lot of world building and a lot of it, and a lot gets explained because there's so many different sides to stuff. There's like a agency that's run by the supernatural. They're called FIB. No, they're IS. And then there's a human side of it. Like, there's no longer police. There's the human side of the same type of agency, where one handles like supernatural matters, one handles human, but sometimes they run into each other. That one's called FIB, which is really funny. As I'm reading it, I read it as Fib, but then I thought, I don't read FBI as whatever, right? So it's like, why? I'm surprised that I'm not saying it as in my head. As
because your brain
FIB.
recognizes that as an actual word.
Yeah, so I'm reading it Fib, and I'm like, this just sounds silly. But I don't read IS as is. The other agency is IS. And I don't know if that... Yeah, weft.
The brain.
Yeah, there's a lot explained in here and a lot to like kind of cover and learn about, because now we're learning about ley line magic too. And there's demons.
Where else was ley lines important? The Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf had ley lines?
Mm-hmm.
I see ley line.
I feel like that was
Buffy may have had... I see it on a map.
Yeah, I mean, I know what ley lines are, but like,
no,
why are
I know,
they
but
magic.
No, the magic. I remember seeing ley lines. You can go ahead. I'm going to continue to think about that.
Okay. I finished quite a few. I finished 3 books. The book 2 and book 3 from the 13th Paladin series by Torsten Weitze.
I was just going to say, this is where our podcast is going to go from an hour to 15 minutes to like us talking about movies and books to like an hour 45, 2 hours.
Us, not me.
I just said us.
I know you did. I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
But just so you know, we have to be done in 13 minutes.
I didn't give you a timer. I'm just kidding.
10 o'clock.
I don't have much to say. This is an amazing series. I'm listening to them on audio, on Audible. The books are free with my Audible Plus subscription. I think there's 11 or 12 books in this series. And then it's free up until like book 7 or so. So I've got a little bit of ways to go. Because of my commute, I am just banging these out. And it's amazing.
I'd be really disappointed if there isn't 13 books for the 13th.
There probably will be.
I hope so.
There probably will.
That would irritate me.
Well, if they don't have 13 books.
Yeah.
Or if it ends at book like 7.
I would stop.
He is the 13th Paladin. So, you know.
But I think there needs to be 13
get
books.
what you're saying. So, book 2 was the naming, where our main character, Aaron, gets named as the 13th Paladin. Book 3 was the Blazing City, which is one of the places that he and his entourage now had arrived in, and I feel like I haven't listened to a series or read a series that I enjoyed as much as I do this one in a very, very long time. It's a combination, obviously, of the narrator, the way that the author has written this series, the word choices. There's some really great word choices that they use, which I love. Like those 20-point words, those really long ones that just sound great, come like off your tongue.
Excuse me.
The character development and the world building is very, very well done. The relationships between the characters are good. Like the awkwardness between two of them, like I can't help but feel awkward, and then find myself laughing at some of the things that are said between the two of them. There's definitely some magical components to it, but it's not in your face. It's just a really neat story. So I'm very excited about continuing this series. I highly recommend for those who do like fantasy style books. It does take place in a different, like a different world than where we live, obviously.
So not on Earth.
No, but there are similarities, you know, in turns of phrases, I guess you would say, that are really funny. It's a great story, great connections between the characters. So I'm highly enjoying this series. I don't want to give too much away, but it's cool. You learn something new all the time. And then I finished also reading book 1 of the Arcane Ascension series called Sufficiently Advanced Magic. It's by Andrew Rowe. I talked about this in the last podcast, that it's about a 4 for me. It was about a 3.5 to 4. I did want to give the second book a chance, so I did start the second book in the series called Shoulders of Titans. And I'm much more into the second book than I think I was in the first. It was a very, very slow burn, not understanding kind of where we were going, and there was a lot of I think there was just a lot of, like, when you can anticipate what's going to happen next. What's that called? You know, like
foreshadowing?
No, not foreshadowing, but when you're just like, it's not a surprise. Like, it's just, you know what's going to happen, like, next, because it's just like following a recipe, you know? So anyway, but now I'm starting to become more invested in the characters, and the main character is interesting. The main character is Ace, actually, which I thought that was really nice to be able to kind of read this character. Still trying to learn how to have relationships with people, although that's not what it's about. But it's neat how they're kind of tying that stuff in. I still don't like they changed the days of the week to kind of be similar, but then to be purposefully different. It doesn't do it for me. Just, who cares? Just call it Thursday. Like, I don't want to have to learn.
But if they don't,
new days of the week. Why do they need to have it? I get it.
Why, if they're going
I
to
don't
be
know
different,
why it
why
bothers
even say
me.
the day of the week?
Correct. Like, it's almost like you're doing it on purpose to differentiate this world.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that all to say, I'm enjoying this one much better.
Oh, good.
Yeah. See, that's all I had to say. Done.
Okay.
Done.
So that,
Drop
ladies
the mic.
hour 32. Look at us go. So that's it. We now will finish getting ready for our day. We hope that you guys have a great 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we will see you all in a fortnight.
Bye.
Bye.